Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good morning, Jobfather Nation. We are so excited to be here today. First of all, welcome to this week's Jobfather. We are proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas and Tarrant County, Texas. And you can listen to us live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. Just simply go to your app store, download the app, and listen to the lineup and more. Joco Community Radio has a phenomenal lineup, and of course, yours truly, the Jobfather. Before we get started and we jump into any funny dad jokes, the landings and any positions that we have, let's bow our head for a quick word of prayer. Father God, we're just honored to be here to serve the Jobseeker community. I just pray you would be with us as we enter into 2024, guide our steps, guide our decisions, open doors of opportunity for all job seekers. May your provision be abundant. We serve and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. How is everybody doing today?
Everybody's good over here in my camp.
Good deal. So excited to hear so. You have a joke for us?
Yeah. Can you guys believe it's already like the 12th of the month? We're almost halfway through this month. We just started 2024. The fireworks and all that stuff just started just the other day, wasn't it?
I think so.
Oh
Absolutely. Can you believe it?
Yeah, well,
we're almost halfway through the month.
Second show already. So guys, I'm gonna try. I'm a dad, y'all, so I'm gonna try to make you laugh, and I may not. I don't know. We'll see. So I like our little thing this morning. So you guys know that at a baby elephant can be 225 pounds at birth. Now that is the heaviest baby on earth, second only to Texans dealing with cold weather. Ha 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 ha. See how you guys are like. Well, Dana, let's see who's with us this morning. Looks like Derek is with us. Derek Galindo, Ray Gilliam. Good morning, guys. my main man, Eugene Clay. Gene, I will not be with you guys on Saturday. I've got a funeral, unfortunately. And, there will be people chiming in. There are a number of companies that are listening to us right now as well. And we are excited to talk because we got KJ with us this morning.
Hey,
And
KJ.
all right, KJ. That's Kimberly is what the K is for, you guys. I don't know what the J is for, but I'm not getting into that. That's only if she decides to tell us. But KJ Haywood, good morning, KJ. And we are going to talk about, guys, we've got loads of job seekers that are listening to us, and we're going to talk about because many of you guys want to know how to get into cybersecurity because one of the biggest fields that is upcoming or upcoming is already here
Oh,
is
yeah.
cybersecurity.
Mhm.
And KJ's going to tell us all about her background and what she's doing and opportunities and things that we need to know about uh hey, cybersecurity. That's what it's all about. We've got to have that security because Lord, most of our world now is on cyber, isn't it? So good morning, KJ.
Good morning. Good
Good.
morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. So, KJ, how in the world did you get into all of this? Because you've been in security for a while, and
Mm.
you kind of morphed into where you are now. So, tell us a little bit about what we need to know and what your background is and all that kind of stuff.
Morph is probably an accurate statement
I know
because
mine too.
it was not expected. Actually, I was working in human resources when I kickstarted,
All right.
and I was introduced to it. So, yeah, HR. I started in HR, but I also had a very strong compliance background because I've worked in a number of different industries: financial, healthcare, government, municipalities over the last couple of decades. And so, as at present, I am working in cybersecurity governance domain, as well as kind of using my background when I was able to pivot, my business strategy background, my governance and background. Just you kind of use a whole hodgepodge of what you have if
Uh huh.
you are an individual who's pivoting into this career, meaning that you're coming from another career path and you want to land in. It's just finding the right fit. I did not know anything about cybersecurity when I was introduced to it. So uh, I'm just encouraging people out there who are listening. It doesn't matter what your background is. Some of my colleagues have liberal arts degrees. So it's just a matter
Yeah.
of having a technical acumen for the most part. But yeah, my jump start was very unique in that that's where I kind of started from, and I've been in the industry now for about 11 years.
Wow. It has morphed, hasn't
Yeah.
it? Guys, look at what has happened to job search and many, many other things, and some of the operational functions of companies since COVID. We had that shot in the arm back in 2019, and oh my goodness, and so many things have changed, so many things have morphed, it's created so many things. But I'm glad to hear you say, KJ, number one, that you started in HR because me and Christine are HR people. But one thing that is cool is that you just right now at this point all you need to have is a technical acumen, and you can go in that direction of cybersecurity, and you can learn some things, and you'll be surprised where you can apply yourself. I like getting in on kind of I like getting in on the front end of things, but we are still kind of on the front end of cybersecurity. Would you say that, KJ?
I would say that we have had a little over 20 years in the private sector
Uh
of
huh.
cybersecurity to practice best practices or develop best practices. And I think most organizations, including healthcare organizations and educational systems, as well as programs and K through 12, I think we've had a lot of time to practice, right, and learn from our mistakes. But what's happening now is that we're being thrown in artificial intelligence. So that's
Oh
taking a
yeah.
whole new direction for most individuals, regardless of the industry. I don't care if
Yeah.
you work in transportation or if you work in banking, it doesn't matter. So I I would say that no, I mean pretty much. I mean over the last 20 years, we've had a lot of practice. Now the question is, now that we've been thrown into this artificial intelligence, how can we leverage all of that? Those best practices that we developed over the last 20 years. How can we take that and ensure that all of us individually are protected by artificial
Yeah, no doubt.
intelligence threats?
Yes.
Because they're like, shoot, they're calling people and mimicking, family members at this point. So, yeah, I think it's just a matter of being, a person who thinks outside the box. I call myself a person who colors outside the lines. I was that
Yes,
kid.
me too.
I was that
Yeah,
kid. I
yeah,
colored
yeah.
outside the lines. And they're like, no, in the line. I was like, no, I see outside the line.
I was in that space, but my coloring outside the line probably looked kind of wacky. Yours probably had some that word that I'm trying to think of,
Uh
continuity.
huh.
Yours probably looked a lot better than mine as well.
I
You
don't
know
know.
what, Foster? I got an interesting article that came in via LinkedIn this week.
Oh,
Kind of talking about the market,
uh-huh.
and KJ, I really appreciate you sharing a little bit about, and I'm excited to learn more about the whole artificial intelligence side of things, because there's so many questions. There's such a vast space of questions out there and applications, right? And we've got to be aware of the pros and the cons. Real quick though, I thought this would be really good for our job seekers to hear. The newest leadership letter that came in on LinkedIn said that it is usually either an employer's or a candidate's market. It's either lots of candidates, not a lot of jobs, or a lot of jobs and not enough candidates. What they are
Uh-huh.
saying right now, for the first time in a very long time, experts are seeing saying that neither group has an exponential advantage over one another, or an overwhelming advantage.
Huh.
So basically, what it's saying is, and this should be good news for the job seekers, is the market is starting to level a little bit better, which means that the overpopulation of candidates and underpopulation of jobs is righting itself to a certain extent. So
Mhm.
that should be encouraging for job seekers to hear, to pushing, to keep staying strong and staying focused on the market and not getting discouraged. It is getting better. So I wanted to share that I saw an article on that and thought it would be very encouraging. And I'm not sure if anybody has seen any additional literature on that.
Well, not
I
on that. Go ahead,
Oh,
KJ.
I was gonna say I haven't, but that's it actually encouraging news because there is approximately 63% of the cybersecurity workforce that is exhausted, right? They've been in
Yeah.
this for 20 plus years, many of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So they're starting to transition over into new careers or work at a
Mm.
high level. So that is opening up an incredible opportunity for, like I said, existing, professionals, regardless of what their background is, and the new kids on the block, right?
Yeah.
Our college students, our K through 12 students that are a part of STEM programs out there.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
oh.
it's a really exciting time to start looking into security or some level of technology because everything touches technology at this point.
Yeah, it
Yes.
sure does. So I'm excited because KJ, what would you say? Say a person is on the front end of their career. Uh, let's take and I'm not saying that this is the direction that Christine's going to go, but Christine's kind of on the front end of her career. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on of her HR career. But if Christine had that technical acumen and she's like, well, this is a whole new arena. Uh, how can people enter into what would be your observations of people that have not been there can get into cybersecurity and that kind of thing. Because I know a number of companies like Lockheed Martin have needs even right now for
Hmm.
entry level cybersecurity people because they want to get people in there and they want to get those people to understand what it is that their application is, their business, what it is they do, and head in that cybersecurity provision for companies like well mainly for Lockheed, but companies like Lockheed as your career continues to build. What would you say, Kate?
Oh man, that's a loaded question.
That is a loaded
That's
question.
a loaded question.
We
But
got
let
lots of
me
job seekers listening.
yeah, let me parse it out, parse it out just a little bit for you.
Good.
So let's start with existing professionals. Existing professionals, regardless, again, if you work in transportation, you work in human resources, you work in finance, it doesn't matter what you do. If you are looking to pivot into cybersecurity, one, the first thing that I've always recommended, even to my mentors
Uh-huh.
that I've had over the last couple of years, is look at least taking exams or assessing yourself and assessing your technical acumen. And by doing that, you can link on to Cybrary. That's just one. That's one of my favorite. So big props out to Cybrary, who has just blown up over the last 10 years in terms of offering free cybersecurity trainings. And they vary from network engineering to governance, risk, and compliance to pen testing to cloud security. So you get a little bit of hodgepodge from them. I would say at least start there, assess your own skill set, and don't rely on any organization to do that for you, or any professional that's in human resources, that's a recruiter. It's up to you to assess yourself. So once you've identified that, yeah, hey, I'm pretty good at this, I really like this, regardless if it's cloud security or if it's governance, risk, and compliance,
Uh-huh.
any number of those domains, I say start there. So second is for the K through 12. For anyone's out there who have young kids who are in that mark, the K through 12 educational system, I
Uh-huh.
would recommend that they start considering looking at the STEM programs that are out there, and some do. They're not attached to primary education. They're outside. They're community organizations. So is so many of them out there, particularly in the U.S. We're really fortunate that we have a government funding that's going towards those STEM programs, which is good, right? They're
Oh, that's
getting
real good.
grants and they're
Yeah.
getting funded. So with those, I would educate as an educator. I teach at Collin College as an adjunct. I sit on their staff. So I would certainly recommend that they look at that, right? Look at those STEM programs if you're K through 12. And if you're in the 11th or 12th grade, start
Uh-huh.
taking the Security Plus certification, which is the baseline for cybersecurity. If you're,
Good
again,
information.
11th or 12th graders, they have there. Some of them are holding certifications. That identifies where my strengths are and where my weaknesses are and what my interest is. And then for individuals who are saying, I want to transition, I think I want to get a certification, then look at getting certifications. ISC Squared, an organization I'm currently president of
Ooh.
in Dallas Fort Worth, look that up, iscsquared.com. That's it. Go to iscsquared.com.
ISP squared. Okay.
They are offering what they call a certified security professional certification. It's free today. Now, it may not be free by the second quarter of
Yeah, I know how that
2024.
is. Yeah.
So I would say kind of start there, because you got to a person has to first assess where they are and what their strengths are, in order for them to just dive in this. Because the truth is, and I hate to say this, but this is the reality. The reality is not everybody is meant to work in cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everybody is meant to be a neurosurgeon. Thank God for that.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Right?
Oh my
I'm like,
goodness.
can you imagine?
Yes.
So we need people with different strengths out there, and it's okay. But you might be strong in some area of technology. So it's not that cybersecurity may not be your thing, but you might
Uh-huh.
be great at IT support in computers. You may be great at programming, which is not cybersecurity because they're
That's not,
very
yeah,
different.
yeah, boy,
So
is it
yeah,
ever.
that's what I would recommend.
I see Rania Patterson is with us. Now, guys, Rania is a longtime friend of mine, and I have been involved in his career, and we've been friends a long time. Rania is an old IBM recruiter. I'm an old IBM. We're not old. Sorry, let me take that word. We're not old, but this arena we've seen a lot of in our technical recruiting background kind of thing. So I'm always interested in, because now, being the job father, all I do is help guide you guys in the areas where you can find employment, things that are going on. Because, hey, Jason Hopper, and sorry, y'all, I'm ADD. But
J
Rania,
Hop.
Rania and I have guided people in many directions, hired tons of people in IT. Now I'm excited because we have opportunities in cybersecurity, and there are a number of younger people in our network right now that's foster. You have any idea who I need to contact, who I need to talk to about cybersecurity? Well, now we've got KJ Haywood.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Hey, KJ.
KJ has entered this network, and
Okay,
Jason
now
Hopper knows
everybody
what I'm
has my
talking about.
LinkedIn. Okay, all right. What I'm going to do is, if you connect with me, I'll give you a whole host of information and points of resources for you. So I promise you, I will follow through, but have to give me some time.
Yeah, yeah, and y'all, guys, y'all know me. It's all about connecting. It's all about finding the people. Well,
It
the one
is.
thing. Look at it, Christine and I. Both of us, Christine and I, are both Baylor Bears. And you know what? I know I always wear the University of Texas stuff. I know my cousin married Earl Campbell, so yeah, I like University of Texas. So, but my first college was Baylor. And after that, other colleges, UCLA, North Texas, University of North Texas, it was North Texas State when I went there. But guys, when Christine first said, I am a Baylor. Now she went to A&M as well. I think she got it. Didn't you get a master's or something like that?
That's
And
correct.
Christine's a whole lot more educated than I am. But I knew she was in HR. So I'm like, okay, another HR lady. I'm in HR. We got that commonality. So then comes Baylor. And then, oh my goodness, then we sick and bears. And so there's the connection. Guys, when you're in job search, you always want to find a person to connect with that has some similar things that y'all share. You'll be surprised. Everybody knows somebody. But what I do is direct you guys towards people where you can get answers from. And that is why I brought KJ on board. I thought it'd be a wonderful idea to bring KJ on board so we can talk about the cybersecurity thing since it's so popular.
Yeah, I think it is. It's awesome. KJ, what are your thoughts? So you had mentioned that um, basically the need for cybersecurity professionals is pretty high. That a lot of security professionals are exhausted. They've been in demand for a while. For people that are looking to get into a field that's very stable, would you say that if it is your passion and it is something you enjoy, that it is a good investment to get into cybersecurity from a career stability standpoint?
Yes. Now, I'll use myself as an example, right? I
Okay,
I didn't start as early as most of my colleagues. So I
got it.
remember we talked about I pivoted. So
That's
Right.
good
for
to hear. Yeah.
Right, which is great, right? Because I'm
Hmm.
learning. But at the same time, just at using me as an example, though I've been in this industry for this period of time, I thought I was ready
Okay.
to step away, right? I'm ready to retire. I know how old I am. I'm giving my age out, but I
No, we
know
ain't
how
talking about that.
I know how old I
We're
am.
not here for that.
So we don't want to get anybody in trouble, right? So
Right.
but my point is that I wasn't expecting that I was going to land in artificial intelligence. It came so easy for me, and that's because of the work that I've done in the technology space.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it just flowed for me. It was easy for me to write op-ed articles. It was easy for me to have conversations. It was easy for me to sit in a platform and talk to hundreds of people around artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Yeah.
It came easy for me, but that's a blessing because for me, I'm looking at it as I thought I was getting ready to retire, and here comes AI, right?
Uh-huh.
And now I can shift a little bit more and take the existing skills I have and pivot more into artificial intelligence and governance, which is a brand
Mm.
new field, brand new. So there's just so many opportunities. I play golf, Dana.
Yeah, yeah.
So, they say
Uh-oh.
that it's one of it's old folks golf. It's like
Uh,
old folks golf. So they say
you
it's
said
the only sport.
folks.
No, I'm just saying they say it's the only sport where you can play and you 75 years old,
Right. I
So
mean, you
it's
do
an
Yeah.
have a good
ageless
point.
sport. So, think of cybersecurity, it's an ageless domain or career. You
That's good.
can
That's a good
be as
analogy. Yeah.
right. It's forever. It's never
It is.
going
Yeah.
away.
Ray Gilliam, you're right. It is a growing field. It's a growth field. It's been around. We're there, and it's still growing. But the applications is what KJ's talking about right now. As we move forward, we're going to see a whole lot of new things that we didn't even think about.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So AI folks, y'all better get on board. Please start doing your
Yes.
own research and
There's a
even
lot of opportunity.
I mean, the truth is we can all learn from these tools, and that's all it is. Really, it's a tool.
Tool,
Um,
yes.
get a hold of it and just practice it. Play around with it. Chat GPT 3.5 is free. 4 is a little bit of cost, on a monthly basis. But they have Google's Gemini that just bounced off.
Oh,
They just launched that, and you guys, Gemini is like I call it Chat GPT on steroids
Oh, yeah.
because it is so
oh,
robust. It has like video, audio, images, text, all in one tool.
Mm.
It's crazy great, but they're still testing it, but they did launch it.
and
So
that's
anyone can
Gemini,
go.
huh?
Yeah, it's called Gemini, and it was
Oh,
developed by Google.
Nigel
okay.
So
Fisher and
yeah,
Rex, you and I, us three, we're going to be talking about this thing. Nigel's out there with us as well,
yeah,
and she utilizes AI quite a bit in some of the things that she does.
good.
Yeah.
Gemini, okay, on steroids. I like stuff on steroids. I'm not. I'm not, but that when you see something going and then you see a new iteration of that thing, or you see an powered up version of that thing, then you're getting somewhere. You got a foundation. You're building on that foundation, and that, I believe, is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep,
Absolutely.
yep, yep.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, what are some ways that individuals that might be interested in cybersecurity can go about finding out more information?
Um,
Oh,
I
that's a
would
good question.
I would start with like I said, one of my favorite tools is Cybrary. It's
Library.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Cybry, I think, something like that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong if I'm spelling it. I'm not a great speller, but I'm really smart.
Maybe, yeah, you are smart
Not
now.
a great
Yeah,
not a
you've
great
been
speller at all, but I can hold my own with content and information and
library. I
research.
like that. If you guys
But
put that
yeah,
in your phone will probably get
Cybrary
it
is
for you.
free. There are other tools, and like I said, if people connect with me on LinkedIn,
Thanks,
I'll be
Maz.
happy to share that information in terms of other competitors out there that are similar to Cybrary that may offer additional trainings also for free. But
Ah,
Cybrary to me is the best of the best because it has everything you can possibly think of, and they've been around a long time, and it's secure. it's a secure
nice.
it's a secure site.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maz
So
just put it out there. And guys, I strongly suggest that you connect with KJ. It's Kimberly KJ Haywood, as you will find her on LinkedIn. And if you put that in, you'll get her. You won't get 500 million of them. I
but you
hear
know what,
music, so
Foster?
thanks,
I
KJ.
Oh,
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. I wanted to share something real quick. You said something important for our audience, which is connect with people on LinkedIn if you've never even met them, because
Right.
people love to talk about themselves. They
You're
love to
trying to
talk
kid
about and they
me.
love to
You're
share
doing
and
too many
educate.
drugs.
We'll see you guys. We'll be
You
back
don't know
from
me. We'll never
Be
meet.
on the other
Got
side.
a problem like this. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
We're back,
Father
Dana.
Nation, we are back for the second half of the show and we are excited. Before we get started, just a reminder that we are proud to be a part of Joco Community Radio, the voice of Johnson County and Tarrant County, Texas. You can listen to us live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. Just simply go to your app store, download the Joco Community Radio app, and listen to The Jobfather, yours truly, and a lineup of many exciting shows. With that being said, as we go into the second half, we get to speak with an amazing job seeker. But before we get there, Foster, we didn't announce any new roles or announce any landings on the first half of the show. Do you have anything on your end as far as landings or new roles?
Good catch. Good catch. I do not. But one thing that I've noticed, guys, and uh, right now and towards the end of 2023, we started to see a plethora of job postings. Now, a lot of those companies are moving into that. Christine and I, who we're about to talk to, Christine Taylor in HR, we saw at South Lake Focus Group yesterday a number of people and a number of people that had landed jobs. And so, guys, I want to encourage you to get out, go to southlakefocusgroup.com. That is at one of the premier networking groups around, and I want to encourage everybody. You can find out all sorts of stuff of what's going on. We bring in recruiters. You get to meet folks like me and Christine. And Christine's a whole lot more fun than I am. But and also, guys, for the Dallas side, check out friscoconnect.org. Frisco Connect meets every first Tuesday of every month, and it is it's a tremendous networking event that has grown. We are 13 years old now. We're in 2024. My God, Christine. And so anyway, guys, friscoconnect.org. Check these things out. There are a lot of recruiters there. There were a plethora of recruiters. Last Tuesday we met at Frisco Connect. So without further ado, with that, Dana, do you have anything going on? You are sitting in the seat of a recruiter right now yourself.
Yes, yeah. So, yes, I am honored to be our director of talent acquisition for Beacon Oral Specialists. We're in the oral surgery space. With that being said, we have practices nationwide that are hiring for surgical assistants, dental assistants, front office, patient care coordinators, etc. Take a look at beaconoralspecialists.com and take a look at our lineup. In addition, here at our corporate headquarters in Dallas, we have a director of payer contracting. And we also have an exciting opportunity for a senior financial analyst focused on revenue cycle management. Both are exciting hybrid opportunities, competitive pay, great culture, and we are working on exciting projects. We are growing as an organization. We had a phenomenal 2023, and we are anticipating a lot of exciting growth for 2024. So take a look at beaconoralspecialists.com and check out our lineup of positions. And if you would like to advertise your positions, please reach out to Foster Williams. This is a great platform to engage with employers and job seekers nationwide. So do reach out to Foster Williams. In addition to that, I was going to let you know that I hear that Caris Life Sciences is hiring, and typically they hire a lot of billing and marketing here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then they have their lab operations in Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of what I know right now, Foster.
Cool. That's cool. And guys, Dana was 10 years at Caris Life Sciences. Now that's Caris, Caris Life Sciences. You guys go check them out. I know a recruiter that used to work there. I don't know. But at any rate, you guys got Beacon Oral Specialists taken care of every Friday right here on this show. So I'm gonna encourage everybody to connect with Dana Gingerich, Gingerich, Ginger Itch. So anyway, that's her right there. So hey, Christine, before I introduce you, I've got a section two of the show, dad joke. I'm going to try to make everybody laugh again. I'm going to see
All
if you guys
right,
are going
let's
to
hear
smile.
it.
We'll see.
All right. So I might get a little bit in trouble with it. If you guys want to bang on me for this, I understand. Man sits down at a bar and seems very upset. And the bartender's like, dude, what is up? Says, my wife and I got into a fight, and she said she going to talk to me for a whole month. Said, "Gee, I don't know what this dude did, but he's in trouble." Bartender says, well, maybe that's a good thing. A little peace and quiet around here. And the man says, yeah, says, but today's the last day. Okay,
Oh
I'll laugh.
my
So
goodness.
now Dana gets it. Oh my goodness. Okay, now that you guys are smiling, I want to introduce you to my friend Christine down there, Christine Taylor, Baylor Bear. That's what I'm talking about. Second Bears. Christine is an HR guys, and she has a good start already. So you companies, some of you guys, I invited you guys so you could see and hear Christine today. Christine has about, if correct me if I'm wrong, Christine, you have about 3 years experience already in HR, and you want to continue to round out your HR generalist experience because we're heading, in Christine's case, we're heading towards a HR business partner career that I think will be very apropos for her. And knowing Christine, guys, I completely endorse Christine. I've known her for a while. I've seen her network, and she's just cool. And plus, and she went to a cool school. So anyway, hey Christine, how are you?
I'm doing well, Foster. How are you?
I'm doing good because I have two good guests on my show today. KJ, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, that was some good information that we heard from KJ. And let's just, this second part of the show each week, guys, we call Job Seeker Spotlight. So Dana and I, we serve in a big, well, I don't have to tell y'all how big this network is, because you're part of the network as you're listening to. So I get a chance to see the coolest people, and I get a chance to know you guys and build a I'm gonna get close to the screen this time. Relationship. That's what Dana and I do when we hear that word relationship. We get close because that's what a relationship's all about. I know Christine. I know her better than a lot of people. As I try to get a chance to help her in her job search, and so I endorse Christine. So I want you guys to hear Christine today. Tell us a little bit about but why are you interested in HR? What got you in, Christine? What do you particular facets of HR do you like? Would you like to see more experience in?
So it's kind of a funny story how I got into it. When I was at Baylor, I knew I wanted to go to the business school, and after my first 2 years, I had to kind of pick a focus in what I
Uh-huh.
wanted to pursue. And I put everything out on a piece of paper, and I scratched off a few things that I knew weren't for me. And then I think I had it down to like HR and marketing. And I was like, okay, I'll do a little research. And it was kind of a process of elimination for me, to be honest.
Huh.
But then
Marketing's
once I
interesting. Yeah.
started digging in and learning, I created, or not created, but I found a love for HR. And so much so that once I was done at Baylor, I knew I wanted to pursue it further. And
Uh-huh.
I knew that it was the career for me. And so I went through the process of applying for graduate school.
Ooh.
And um, then I got to go to A&M and go through their degree program. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we won't talk
And
about that. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, I know. Sorry, lost in my
A&M
mind.
is an awesome guys. I'm just kidding. A&M is an awesome school.
It was incredible. I learned so much. And then from there, I got to go on to EY and live the Big Four life for 2.5 years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
as a client-facing professional, we get to touch in a lot of different areas and try a lot of different things. And
Uh-huh.
so that is kind of what guided me to want to pursue a business partner position, because I when you get to try a bunch of different things, you want to use all of it at the same time. And I love connecting, a group to some resources and making sure that those two communicate well. And that's kind of where the passion for a business partner came from.
Good. That's a good direction. I've been in HR long enough to know I have held, believe it or not, being a recruiter, I have held the position title of a director of HR for a big old company back in the day. Uh, hey, Citigroup, and I learned a lot because HR is different in each company, according to what you're doing. And this will make sense, common sense. According to what you're doing, there are different rules and regulations that allow you to do or to not to do certain things. Now, companies, you guys have not utilized HR in the correct capacity. Not all of you, but some of you guys, you do not realize how important HR is and how it gets us in trouble sometimes. Because if we don't know what we know, that we don't need to get. We need to get the information from HR. We get in trouble because we do things that we don't know we shouldn't do. And so Christine is looking to expand her career there. So, guys, I'm excited as a recruiter to represent Christine because you guys can bring her in and grow her. She's interested in that growth of where HR is going. And we are morphing too. That was me and KJ's word for this. HR is morphing into a number of different things. Is there a component of HR that you really, really like to get into, Christine?
Yes. So going forward, I would love to get into comp and ben or talent
No.
management. From an internal perspective, I find it really interesting how companies strategize to develop their people internally for success.
Yes.
And I would love to be a part of that strategy. And then also, those are two aspects that I think would really help round out my overall experience and help me be a more well rounded professional to move forward into that business partner position in the future.
That's that business partner incorporates that. Man, I'm trying to get started on words and can't finish it out today. Let me be the job father for just a second. Have you met, and I think you have you connected, have you had a conversation with Nicole Bonanno?
I have, yes.
Yeah. When I think of talent management, I think of Nicole Bonanno. And that's what we want to do, guys, as we are looking for jobs. We want to be branded. We want folks to uh, know what it is that we do and what direction we're going. And when you hear that name, then the first thing that pops up is, oh, you need to meet my friend Nicole Bonanno. You need to meet my friend Christine Taylor. That is networking, guys. That's what we want to do.
That's the key.
So a
Absolutely.
generalist position would that interest you, even especially
Absolutely.
at this point? Okay.
Yes, I like to touch all the pools at the same time.
Hmm.
And so I would absolutely love to do that for sure.
Hmm. I think that being in HR myself, I think that'd be a good connect with you. Have you had a conversation with Nigel Fisher, who's listening to us right now?
I have. I would always love to continue that conversation,
Yeah,
but yes, we
yeah,
have had a chance to before.
yeah. Keep that one going. And I got to throw that Dana Gingrich lady in there too, but she's easy to get to. You get to see her every Friday.
Absolutely.
Hmm. We've hired. Well, I have hired a plethora, and I am involved in helping find opportunities for a plethora. That's my word, I guess, today. Plethora.
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 Man. And so my mom would be proud of me. She was an English teacher. She likes big words. And so that's not a big word, but it's a powerful word. So continue to stay with us. And I know, Christine, unfortunately, you have met this Foster Williams dude. And I build relationships that I intend to have for the rest of my life. So as you continue to grow, I'm gonna keep up with you going because you're going to do just fine in HR. I know you will. So,
Thank you.
And she might decide to pivot her career.
oh,
Hey, you never
yeah,
know.
we did insinuate that earlier,
Right.
didn't we,
I did
KJ?
that on purpose
Uh huh. Uh huh.
because she's
Good.
got skills.
Absolutely. So there is a person sitting right next to you, even though she's not sitting right next to you, but she's sitting there right next to you on the show. KJ Haywood, that I want you to connect with as well.
I would
Everybody
love to.
knows somebody, guys. Everyone that lives on planet Earth has met somebody that resonated in their minds. And you will remember, and when you meet a Christine, you meet a KJ, you will say, oh my goodness, I think it would be good if they were to meet Dana Gingrich. And then when you talk to them, you say, this is why I think you ought to connect with Dana Gingrich. Maybe they'll agree with you, maybe they won't. Some people, a lot of people will take your suggestion and move with that. So let me ask you this, Christine, are you involved with Dallas HR?
I am not, but I feel like I need to be.
Yes, you do.
Yes, that would be
Both, yeah,
really good.
Okay.
Dallas and Fort Worth, actually. Yeah.
I'll
We
take
will
note.
continue. There's some more names that I want to throw at you as we continue to move forward. We won't do it all on this show, but
Okay.
there are loads of people, especially in talent management, that I'm thinking about outside of Nicole Bonanno, and there's some people are in more of that generalist space. Some leaders that create jobs for people. Another thing that I want to suggest for you, Christine, is North Texas Lead. Now, you may have already done that, but check
I
them
have
out.
not, but I've heard of them recently,
Hmm.
and it sounds like a very awesome program.
Hmm. You're multi-degreed and they like that kind of thing. And, go to North Texas LEAD.org. And that's for all of you guys, not just Christine. Check out NorthTexasLead.org. We have had North Texas Leads leadership, ownership, everything on this show because I really, really am impressed with that service that they provide. What they are, guys, they started out being a more of a diversity focused opportunity when diversity was starting to grow over the last probably 15 years. They moved into that space, started interviewing. There are about 40 companies that participate in their program. They are so impressed with that program. Sometimes, guys, if a job seeker gets endorsed by North Texas Lead, a company will create a job for them. They don't even have a job, and they'll create a job for those people. And Christine, you would fit in with those people hand in glove. Those are some of the best people out there. I'm sure, as you guys can tell, I have a high opinion of Christine Taylor, not just because she's a Baylor Bear, but she's a cool chick. And so
Ah,
check out North Texas Lead. There is a lady named Sonia Scott, Sonya. We've had her on the show probably 2, 3 times. And then there's also a lady named Gina Bivens, Bivens, and she is actually part of the part of Fort Worth leadership, the city of Fort Worth leadership. She is a council lady there. She's a very powerful lady. She is the founder, creator of North Texas Lead, and I would suggest that you connect with her too, Christine
Love it.
and
Thank you.
KJ. I'm hey, this networking thing goes for KJ too. Good. Oh man, I put everybody to sleep, didn't I?
no,
No,
we were
not even
listening.
close.
It's not the first time. So I'm kidding, y'all. But yeah, do check out North Texas Lead. So Christine, in HR, with what you have experienced at Ernst and Young. Now you guys are familiar with Ernst and Young. Christine's got a Big Four background, so she's impressive. You don't get hired in HR unless you got something. If you're Baylor Bear, I'm kidding. But Christine, what is it at ENY that you had an opportunity to be a part of that made you want to continue moving in HR?
Mhm.
Ooh, many different things.
I got some good old questions.
You do.
Yeah.
You really do. And this is something super special about you. You like to make people think,
I do.
while also connecting them and making them happy. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I want to make y'all happy. Barbecue and all that stuff's involved. Okay.
Absolutely. I think it's the people. The people at EY are absolutely incredible.
Okay.
And I know anyone would say that, but I don't have a single bad thing to say about them at all whatsoever. Um, and they're hardworking people that you can trust.
Hmm.
And
That's awesome.
I was so thankful to be a part of that group for 2.5 years. And those are the kind of people that I want to work with going forward, are people that are trustworthy, that are hard workers, but are also positive people.
Hmm.
And you can tell a difference from the different service lines of people who work in any company. And the people are my people, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that does make sense.
It
I'm one of those
does.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are down to earth, they're
Did
personable, and the whole gamut.
did they have you involved in employee relations? Listening to you talk about your experience there makes me wonder. I wonder if she was involved in employee relations.
Not specifically,
Oh
but
wow.
I feel like those kinds of issues
Hmm.
come into play in a lot of different aspects of work, just outside of an employee relations
Hmm.
specific project or piece of work. I have stories for days about some very interesting things I've encountered.
Yes.
Um, so I would say there's experience there from that perspective, but not from like an administrative perspective, if that makes sense.
I want to throw another name at you. I would like for you to connect on LinkedIn with a lady named Kayla, Kala, and her last name is Matus, Matus. Another longtime friend of mine. She is the director of education. What am I talking about? She's director of HR over at a company in Grand Prairie called Sinjin, and Sinjin, I think is how you spell it. But she is a dynamic person that loves to. She's been in and out of a lot of manufacturing opportunities, and that HR generalist spot, she has a big network that she's always asking me, Foster, who you know here, who you know there? Do you know anybody who might be a good HR manager? Do you know anybody who might be a good HR generalist? Also, check out Christine. Where do you live? I've never asked you that question.
Currently in Coppell.
Okay,
Would love to get back to Dallas at some point. That's where I came from recently.
okay.
Um, Love living the Dallas life, living in the walkable neighborhood. It's great.
Walkable neighborhoods. That's it. Check out State Farm. Believe it or not, State Farm Insurance. And I'm just jumping all over the place, but I have, me, I talk to everybody. Also, check out Conifer over in Frisco. Say Conifer. And there's one other lady that is with us right now that is an HR director, and her name is Sonia. Oh, Singer, Singer. Boy, that'd be a hard one to forget that last name. Sonia Singer. Have you met Sonia Singer yet?
I have not.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Now, Christine, hold me to this. The next time you see me, Foster, you said you're going to introduce me to Sonia Singer. I'm very impressed with Sonia Singer. We've been friends a long time. I've been involved in her career, and she is a senior director who knows a lot of people and a lot of opportunities. And she is with us right now in Job Search at South Lake Focus Group and Frisco Connect. And so just you grab me. You know, I'm always talking to 100,000 people. So grab me and say, Foster, is Sonia here today? Because I want to introduce you to Sonia Singer. Do go on LinkedIn and tell her, Foster, running his big mouth about you on the radio show. I was on the radio show today, and I want to connect with you. Sonia. No. She's a YA. Sonya. Singer. We can spell that one. Oh, no. That's what Foster don't do.
Got it.
So awesome people. HR all around the effort. We need to spend more. We need to sit down and talk a little bit more anyway. You and I, Christine.
Absolutely. I would love to.
I'm glad you're here. Now, Dana, do you guys have any HR needs at your company?
No, not at this time. We are pretty much in good shape. However, there are HR needs that are coming up on LinkedIn. A lot of
Uh-huh.
great opportunities. We're into, now that we're into 2024, we're into like fresh budgets. So I think a lot of companies will start posting additional roles. Towards the end of the year, organizations tend to clamp down a little bit on their hiring. And then as we get into the new year, every year, typically, okay, we have fresh budgets now, we can start looking at what we need and adding on. So I do think there'll be a lot of exciting opportunities as far as our organization right now. We're a little bit smaller of a group. Not at this time. There could be openings down the road. And I do believe that's something that we're evaluating as we continue to grow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Christine, are you familiar with a guy named Ralph Chapman?
Yes.
Yeah, good. He's an integral part. He owns Texas HR Pros. No,
I believe that's the name of
is
it.
that
Yeah.
did I get it right? Okay.
I think
And
so.
guys, what you hear me doing is, as the job father, this is what I do. I have made relationships all over the place for building this network. This network is 26 years old. I like to say 25, rounded off most of the time, but I need to give us our credit for having an extra year on that. This network is gigantic. It is way beyond what I thought I saw in the beginning of building the thing. But our HR group has been I guess we could say, the premier group in the whole building of the network. Because I suggest, guys, that you all network when you're networking. Connect and network with HR people. Doesn't that make sense? They're gonna be involved in that process when you're getting a job. A lot of them. I hear music. It's time for us to
Wow,
shut
my
up, Dana.
goodness.
Thanks,
It's such
Foster.
a good time, though. Thank you to our
Thanks
guests.
for being with us, Christine. Yeah.
Yes, and thank you, Jobfather Nation.
See you
Thank
next
you.
Friday.
Thank you.
Attention all business